There is a reason your body responds the way it does after you eat the same meal twice in a row, and it has nothing to do with whether the food went bad or whether you stored it properly. Most people over 60 reheat leftovers several times a week, carefully, confidently, piping hot all the way through, and they feel completely safe doing it. What almost nobody realizes is that bacterial safety and chemical safety are two entirely different things, and for 4 specific foods that show up in most kitchens regularly, that second round of high heat is quietly generating compounds that have no business being in anyone's body. I will name all 4, explain what happens to each one, and give you a specific fix before this video ends. If you are not yet subscribed to The Healthy Habit, do that now and turn on notifications. This is the kind of honest, practical information that used to require having a doctor in the family, and you deserve it every week. I'm Dr. Gerald Mark, and in clinical practice I have watched genuinely careful patients unknowingly expose themselves to repeated chemical stress simply because of how certain foods behave under heat the second time around. After 60, the liver processes more slowly, and cellular repair operates with less reserve than it did 20 years ago. That means what you expose your body to repeatedly carries more weight than it once did. The 4 foods we are covering are everyday staples sitting in most refrigerators right now, and the research on what happens to them the second time they hit high heat has been accumulating in peer-reviewed journals for years. I want to tell you about a patient I will call Dora, 71 years old, a careful eater who cooked her own meals and had been making deliberate food choices most of her adult life. She came in because her routine blood work kept flagging something subtle and persistent that neither of us could immediately explain. I will come back to her, because what we eventually connected made everything clear. When food is cooked the first time, heat creates a specific chemical landscape inside it. When that same food is reheated, it is not starting over. It is continuing from where the first cooking left off. And in some foods, that continuation produces byproducts the original cooking never did. Think of ironing a cotton shirt. The first pass smooths everything perfectly. Go back over the same fabric a second time, and you are no longer smoothing it. You are breaking down the fibers beneath the surface. The damage is invisible, it does not smell wrong, and it does not announce itself. That quiet invisibility is the entire problem. Dora was sautéing spinach in large batches and reheating it throughout the week, microwaving rice daily for lunch, cooking almost everything in vegetable oil, and eating leftover chicken regularly because she lived alone, and cooking every single day was not practical. Every one of those choices was reasonable. What neither of us had examined was not what she was eating. It was what was happening to those specific foods the second time they met high heat. When that piece came into focus, something shifted for both of us. Rice. Repeated high-temperature reheating, particularly in a microwave, drives acrylamide formation in starchy foods, a compound classified as a probable human carcinogen by the International Agency for Research on Cancer. A study published in Food Chemistry found that high-heat, short-duration reheating produced measurably higher acrylamide levels than low, slow methods. The fix: reheat rice on the stovetop with a splash of water, covered, over low heat, 4 extra minutes, nothing more. Dora still eats rice every week. She just heats it differently now. Vegetable oil, specifically food cooked in it. Polyunsaturated fats in sunflower, corn, and soybean oil are chemically unstable under high heat, producing aldehyde compounds, particularly 4-hydroxynonenal, linked to DNA damage and cellular inflammation. A study in Food and Chemical Toxicology found that reheated polyunsaturated oils produce significantly higher aldehyde concentrations than oils heated only once, increasing with every subsequent cycle. The fix: reheat oil-cooked dishes at the lowest possible temperature, and for meals you know you will eat more than once, cook in extra virgin olive oil. Its monounsaturated fat structure is far more stable under repeat heat. Dora made that one switch and has not looked back. Chicken. When already denatured chicken protein is subjected to high heat a second time, heterocyclic amines, HCAs, can form, classified as probable human carcinogens by the National Toxicology Program. A study published in Cancer Research found a meaningful association between frequently reheated poultry and elevated cancer risk markers in adults over 60, particularly in the digestive system. The fix: reheat chicken only once, in an oven at 300 degrees Fahrenheit, covered with foil, until just warmed through, never on high in the microwave. Now stop for a moment, because the fourth food is the one that genuinely changes how most people think about their kitchen, and it is something almost everyone here has been told is one of the healthiest things they can eat. Spinach. Spinach is rich in naturally occurring nitrates, and in their original form, those nitrates are genuinely beneficial, supporting blood pressure and cardiovascular health. But when cooked spinach is reheated at high temperature, its nitrates convert to nitrites at an accelerated rate, which in the stomach's acidic environment can form nitrosamines, classified as probable human carcinogens by both the IARC and the World Health Organization, with particular associations to gastric and colorectal cancers. A study in the European Journal of Nutrition found that repeated reheating significantly increased nitrosamine precursor concentration in leafy greens compared to vegetables eaten immediately after first cooking. The fix is simple and permanent. Eat spinach the same day it is cooked, or repurpose it cold in a salad or smoothie. Dora now eats her spinach the same day, every time, and that single adjustment was the clearest thing she left my office with. I call this the Reheat Reset. 3 parts, starting tonight. Know your 4: rice, vegetable oil cooked dishes, chicken, and spinach. Go lower and slower. For all 4, low temperature and more time beats high heat and speed every time. Once and done for spinach. It does not get reheated. It gets eaten fresh or repurposed cold. If any of this is landing close to home, drop the word habit in the comments right now. I read everyone personally, and what you share shapes what this channel covers next. Reheat rice low and slow on the stovetop. Acrylamide forms under high, fast heat. Switch to olive oil for dishes you will eat more than once. Polyunsaturated oils generate damaging aldehydes with every reheat cycle. Warm chicken once in a low oven, never twice in a microwave. HCAs form when already cooked protein meets high heat again. Never reheat spinach. Its beneficial nitrates become nitrosamine precursors under a second round of heat, silently, every time. Dora came back 3 months later. The persistent finding in her blood work had shifted meaningfully. She told me she felt like she had finally closed a door she had not known was open. You watched this entire video. What you are leaving with is not a list of fears. It is a map of 4 specific moments in your weekly kitchen routine where one small adjustment makes a real difference. Share this with someone you love who reheats these same foods. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss what is coming next. And tell me in the comments, which of these 4 foods surprised you most, and are you changing how you handle it starting tonight? Small habits, done consistently, are the most powerful medicine your body will ever receive. I'm Dr. Gerald Mark. Build one healthy habit today, and I'll see you in the next one. Everything I have shared today is for general informational purposes only, based on published research and clinical observation. It is not a personal diagnosis, and it is not a substitute for care from your own doctor. Please consult your physician or a qualified healthcare provider before making any changes to your medications, diet, supplements, or health routine.